Captain America throws his mighty shield. All those who chose to oppose his shield must yield. If he's led to a fight and a duel is due, then the red and the white and the blue will come through when Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Superhero has long played an integral role in my life from the time when I saw a rerun of a 1966 cartoon adaptation of the Green Lantern origin story, Emerald Dawn. And from there, my addiction just flew. And I think it's kind of obvious, not so much now, but when you look at my childhood, I think it's kind of obvious I was addicted to comic books and things. I mean, every little kid, obviously, likes superheroes. I've yet to meet a little boy who doesn't. But these people were beyond idols to me. Beyond gods. And I think that really shows when you look at me as a little kid. Yeah, I was a screwed up little kid, but hey, who wasn't? But what I had an absolute black and white sense of right and wrong. There was never any gray area. I had this very Silver Age superhero. This is good, this is bad. If you're bad, you're punished. That's it. The black and white could shift around, but they'd never touch and make gray. And I always did my best to do what's right, and always protected my friends whenever I could, and I think some of that is probably just naturally me. But I suspect the vast majority of it comes from my obsession, my fascination with superheroes in my younger years. Again, it started way back with a cartoon adaptation of Emerald Dawn. From there, I got into the 1980s cartoon series of Spider-Man, and from Spider-Man, I started getting into Hulk, and Captain America, and Iron Man, and Batman, and X-Men, and all sorts of things. By the time I was 10 years old, I had a few dozen comics, just shy of 100, and I was religiously following a good 5 or 6 different heroes, most of them Marvel, because I agree with the mass consumer base. Marvel is better. Marvel just knows how to write better. They make their heroes more accessible to the reader. The majority of DC heroes are kind of put up on this golden pedestal, and it's like, hey, look, I'm a hero. And then you get to people like Peter Parker, who are struggling to make their rent and keep their aunt in their home and keep their marriage held together and all that. And you get to people like Stephen Grant Rogers, who was a sickly little boy, and he wanted to fight in World War II, but he couldn't. And he's so dedicated to his country, he's willing to sacrifice his own life by drinking an experimental serum, knowing full well that if it goes wrong, he will die, just so he has the chance to serve his country in the war. And I don't really feel that way about America now, but when I was a kid, oh yeah, I would have done the same thing. And so I think that's really where my personality comes from. Even though over the years, with influences from other role models, there have been other things to alter it, to change it, to throw some things in, the base of my personality, the base of me, is still the same, and it's molded after superheroes. And I think the reason I molded myself after superheroes I enjoyed was there was no living man in my life for me to model myself after. Father was dead. Uncle and all of them are gone. Don't live with us. Don't live immediately around us, so they don't really count. So, what we're left with is one boy in a home with a sister and a mother. No male role models around. Where is he going to look to? Is he going to look to his mother? Or is he going to look to the man on TV? This proud, strong, brave, honest man, who yet still had a flawed side to him. For every good deed he did, there was something wrong in his life. As if the fact that he was good wasn't good enough. And I think that's really what made me me.